in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Plenty of season left to go. 3 months of football ahead as we are underway here at Week 4. So march it forward.
Yo, you can hear me? Yeah, you gotta go to your depth chart. I don't know if you did. Sometime this game puts like your wideout or your running back at kicker. So you gotta go to your depth chart and go to KOS, which kickoff on snap, and then take your whoever you want, your punter or your kicker, and put them at the top of your depth chart. Yeah, go to KOS because I only noticed it 'cause I was kicking my joint side about, and then I really paid attention who was kicking, and I had like in my other league, it had CD Lamb kicking, so that's when I really caught it. So I was like, oh, so sometime it does that, man. It's a glitch, and they'll put, yep.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis.
Yeah, your joint say Walters. Yeah.
Plenty of season left to go. 3 months of football ahead as we are underway here at week 4. And he mishit this
Yeah.
one badly.
Do your
It's out
thing.
of bounds.
Yeah, see? This game be doing that shit. Uh,
And they're going to take over at that spot. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he'll be brought down after getting to the 47-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing here, Hurts. Escapes the pocket. And after all that, he still can't get rid of it. They get there and drop him. And they'll try to build on that big stop. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First down, ball at the 36. They've got a man in motion. First down throwing for Hurts. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Juju Brents with a stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, Etienne gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Hurts now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Trying the right side, and he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He puts everything behind this one. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Vikings are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number 1. And number 2, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
Man in motion here. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. That's complete, David Njoku. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Etienne on 1st down. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Throw reeled in by Njoku. It's a pickup of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Hurts. He has room past the 25. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 17. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. He slides down inside the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They'll run, ETN. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Only a couple there, but still in good shape. Only 3 yards to go here on 2nd and goal. These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. It's Vikings ball as we return for the 2nd, and they've got to be thinking points here. Man in motion, out of the slot. They'll try and punch it in. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Vikings get the game's first points here in the 2nd. PAT effort coming up.
Fuck is going on,
This one is
bro?
no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. So following the missed point after, the chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. It's picked out by the Vikings going the other way. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. First down, ball at the 36. Throwing now, following the turnover. Throwing this back in the end zone. And he finds him in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
Vikings electing not to kick it. The offense staying out there. They're going for two. Trying for it on the ground. And he's into the end zone for two. That sets him up with a 14-point lead. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Derek Forrest able to make the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. Now Ritter. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Ritter setting up to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So it's 2nd down coming up. Ritter looking to throw. Fits it through the middle. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions start to fight back with their first points of this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Juju Brents with a stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, come on.
It's intercepted. And he makes
That's
the house
bullshit,
It's a
bro.
touchdown on the pick six. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy... Field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
From the 32. That one complete to Njoku. And he gets him around 6 there. Juju Brents with a stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Now there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third and just 2 to go. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time to step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st and 10 from the 41. Give now to the running back. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Lone back gets the handoff. And an opening doesn't materialize. He's cut near the line of scrimmage. Nothing gained or lost on that run. And now it's 3rd and 3. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. It's the Lions with a 3rd and 3. Ritter. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to Charlie loose, incomplete. He was looking for Terry McLaurin, and that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Lions readying for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hurts. Brought in by Ayuk. And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Pressure coming, it's Hurts. Buys time, rolling right. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That played good enough for a 1st. That one gains 7. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs. On 1st down, Hurts. ETN on the catch. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
On 2nd down, it's ETN. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Hurts setting up to throw. Has it at the 7. And he drives this forward to the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he finds him in the end zone for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings take the lead just before halftime. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. And this one, thankfully, not off the mark. He gets it to go. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Throwing from the gun. That finds Jacob Kelly. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Motioning the tight end now. Throwing here, Ritter. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Patrick Queen into picking off. And the Vikings get the football back with minimal time to go in our half.
Well, that's now two, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got two in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. He's got Ayuk on that slant. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And they send a man in motion. He'll throw it. Brought in by Ayuk near the sideline. And he's going to be across midfield close to the 45 before going out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On the move, headed right. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Plowing up the middle. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Back to throw now, it's Ritter. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Ritter to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Patrick Queen in to pick it off. And the Vikings get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his third interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
1st and 10 from the 41. Putting a receiver in motion. Trying it right side with Etienne. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That finds Ayuk, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
So here comes the kick team for what will be a very long attempt. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the handoff. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to the well again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps for this defense.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
It's a dime look by the Vikings. 3rd down coming. Here's Ritter. Complete beyond the marker. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Second and 6 coming up here. Right up the gut. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Now Ritter. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Vikings take over on his 5th interception of the season. Oh man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive, 1st and 10. Now Hurts. That's taken in by Etienne. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
2nd and 3 now. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Here's Etienne on 1st down. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They've got a man in motion. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Davis there to grab it. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Now a give to Etienne running right. And he's brought down for a loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Hurts. He's got it near the 8. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Man in motion here. They'll run. Etienne. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Hurts. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
That one right down the middle. And the Vikings take a 3-possession lead. So we're through 3 here. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Hand off to the back. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means. There's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Ritter setting up to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. Ritter. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, sit on the bench to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Trying the handoff. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. Deep down the right sideline, it's his running back making the catch. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Going ground here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
another carry for him. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Ritter looking to throw. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions get it back to within 2 possessions. Dalton Kincaid with the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
ETN again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They go right back to ETN. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Now a give. It's ETN headed left. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards. So we will not reach the 2-minute warning. The defense calling time here. 2:08 on the clock. Second down now, 7 to go. They send a man in motion. From the 47. A throw right side, caught by Njoku. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They'll try it left with ETN. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Pickup of of 12 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Handoff now to the receiver. He does it! Touchdown, Minnesota! The Vikings can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. A game-breaking play there, stunning the defense and giving this offense one for the highlight reel, baby.
Yep, just put another one on there, Kate. He is a threat to score anytime he touches the ball. The defense, well, they had him ready to go. They were ready to body him up in coverage, but receivers today, and we see it all the time, the best of them, they don't just do it through the air. They can use their legs as a weapon. That's a big-time touchdown run.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that gives the Lions the first. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. From midfield now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Running for the marker on 2nd. He still has room inside the 30. And he has it down to the 26-yard line. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Throwing now on 1st down. Has it at the 7. Touchdown, Detroit. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Carlson's extra point is good. And the Lions cut the lead down to 10.
Lions 28.
Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And the Vikings bring in the onside kick. That should just about do it. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
A timeout taken here by the Lions. That's their 3rd. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Wow, they're gonna pass it here. Brought in by Ayuk. And he's taken down at the 30. So it's a win for the Vikings. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4-0 on the year.
Like damn, why I get a like urn? I'ma drop top. The sun won't burn when it lit like white, but the stripes ain't earned. I'ma get it right now, I ain't waiting no turn. Got a brand new house, tryna avoid my hurt. About 6 point something in the field like church. Or the hood got whack and the set went turn. Got a 488 in the glide like Kurt. I've been living off golf on the last few deals. When the night check came and I still got chills. Hit a 2K lick, I ain't even go pro. Got a boss outlet, now I'm smelling like gold. Call me Ice Cube, baby, when they sit on my chain. Heard a lame tryna play up my name when I'm 23 to it. And I'm going no brain, going dumb with these hundreds in my thumb. Got stank. Out here, everything come free. I ain't never met God, but I bet he know me. Put the money in a set of dying them streets to the boy alley hooping. I ain't riding on fleek. Got a Porsche light skin in the ceiling, got peeled. I was 20 plus young when got real young black boy running, got me out of that field. Better living off game, you should get it on film. I ain't never your kind, late but I'm really on time. Girl, what you put in your mind, I ain't digging your sign. True for that mind, hurt but I made it out fine. Still in my prime, bro, really outline. Talk like you Tony out grind, throwing 20 on 9. How you live with no spine, bro, better off dying. Man, you got nerve, bro, need to get a bird. And I'ma get it off first, find a way you ain't surf. You looking all hurt, funny till your ego got nerve. Boy, I made it all worse, woke up looking like work. 150 lay on my shirt, 20 lay on my teeth. Boy, I make an M in my sleep, everything I want in my reach. I'ma run it off tops, wonder where I been, I've been pulling off lots. 454, I'ma keep it on stock. Bezel with the ticker on rocks. Big side, tell me what I ain't got. Get it right now where I got it back then. Number one stunner, but the level on. Raised by the gang with a meal like Philly, with a watch 250 and a so silly. When the door got closed, I ain't feel too bad. I'ma run mine up, I'ma have some stash. Now you in a broad purse, but you going outside. Now you on the couch surfing, you keep a little rash. Living out his backpack, need to get it back. Got a grade double R and you need both lanes. Got a dollar to his name, but he all gang. Well, you all on my when I find that strange. Keep playing with the fire, but his get burned. But your boy got spit when the light got turned. Got a dog crack when the boy won't learn. Big wrapped up shorty when the block gets served. Always sorry when the cap don't work. Got the butterfly doors and the fly like bird. And I love my but I ain't them nerd like damn. Why pie get like yarn?
One in a million. All right now. Since birth, I've been shooting from a cannon. Mid-flight, here to recite, I ain't landing. Handles like a vandal at night, you can't grab it. Fire underneath my hood is outstanding. Blast through a wall of bricks like Superman did. Ain't nothing holding me back but me standing. So I'ma take off right now from this planet. The new sound has been founded, yo. I don't know what you've been told, but I ain't gonna stop till I break the mold. You see, I'm born in the music. I wanna rise in the ceiling, yes I do. I think it's time to see a brand new menu. I said I'm born in the music. Born in a million.
getting kind of dangerous.